Hello? Let's watch the other endings. Tobes, you got good taste. We picked the same one.
Do it. We have all the ingredients we need. I dreamed of this day for so long. The moment you'd come back to life. You can be human again. By using that vast supply of ergo and the arm of God. I just need the final ingredient. The one that holds your memories and your lifespan.
I wonder which one they'll do first.
If you give me your heart, all these trials and tribulations will be over. You have been a brilliant and a good boy. As your reward, I shall turn you into a real boy. Give me your heart, son. Give me your heart.
Oh, he only has one option? Why does this guy only have one option?
Son, yes. You are a good boy.
Didn't lie enough?
The very end. I believe in you. You are the greatest puppet I ever made. We can be happy now, thanks to you. Thank you. You are such a good boy.
No comment. Wow. Is that his, is that?
This finally feels like family. Thank you for returning, Carlo.
Is this truly the future you wanted?
Who's that? Who is the guy that huh?
Just need the final ingredient. The one that holds.
Oh, he made you kill all the hotel people? Hold on, back it up. Wait, is that Eugenie?
Turning.
Oh shit, that's Vanini. Oh, that's Vanini's fluffy coat.
Carlo.
You can see it's like fuzzy. Oh shit. So I would have seen this if I gave him my heart. Also, we're still like Pinocchio. So or did he make a puppet that looks exactly like his dead son or dying son? Hold on a second. Yeah, Pinocchio was Carlo, like looked like Carlo, but it was a puppet in Carlo's body. Right? Like we were Pinocchio, a puppet inside of, but that was actually Carlo. Visually. But we've got, why do we have a puppet arm as Carlo? So how are we Carlo now? If you took Pinocchio, the fake Carlo's heart out. This is Carlo's original body. So Carlo was also missing an arm? And then the puppet Carlo? Yeah, the parts on the beach where you walk up and you're talking to the Romeo and someone. Carlo died when he was young, when he tried to become a stalker. Yes. Okay. Okay. So Carlo was like a child. I just want to know why he took the heart out of, I will just refer to this guy that we played as Pinocchio. He took Pinocchio's heart out, which was Carlo's heart, and put it into Carlo's dead body in the little case he had when we met him. And then we saw the arms like reach out. But then why are we alive like Pinocchio's up again? I'm just kind of confused why we see you know what I mean? He needed the heart, the arm of God, and the massive amount of arrows Simon gathered to revive his dead son. But I thought his dead son was a little, like you said, young, like a little kid. So then why are we still as Pinocchio, like the bigger, larger Carlo? So did Carlo not die as a little kid? Did he die as this guy? I mean, I guess we're kind of young, but like he wasn't like 5 years old, right? It looked like he was 5 years old in the memories. Even this real boy is a puppet with mechanical parts. Okay. So he altered the body. So is this... So this was the real Carlo, not Pinocchio. The Pinocchio is just probably lying there. Huh. Interesting. I think just hearing like the Carlo was a young boy when he like died made me think that this wasn't what he looked like. I thought he was gonna be like a 5-year-old kid, but he was just like this, looked exactly as us. I wonder how he convinced his son to kill everybody.
Finally feels like family. Thank you for returning, Carlo.
Is this truly the future you wanted?
Interesting. All right. I'm assuming this next one is going to be the one that we got.
Just need the final ingredient. The one that holds your memories and your lifespan. If you give me your heart, all these... You have been a brilliant and a good boy. Give me your heart.
Wait,
son.
Tobes, in what regard? The ones that we talked to, or?
I believed you were a good boy. Well, I suppose Carlo was...
Everyone we talked to is real, so then we just killed puppets.
It seems you inherited his personality instead of his memory. But a father always looks after his children. In my own way, I grew to love you. After all...
Oh, I guess they wanted to skip the dialogue. So we saw this one. This is the one that we got.
Disappointed in you. I didn't mean for this to happen. I believed you were a good boy. If you refuse, then I'll have to retrieve it myself.
I'm assuming the cat's still alive. The cat's not gonna do anything. Oh, I've never noticed that he just like puppet strings pulls it out.
My son.
So how did he turn that into a young dapper looking gentleman? Because this is the guy we saw here, right? You know, and he looks at him and he does a creepy smile. I know that this is Carlo, but how in the goddamn hell did he put Pinocchio's new, you know, fancy heart in here, and then this guy just turned into a beautiful fleshed boy, and he used to look like this?
If this is your first time with us, let me
I'm
extend.
gonna press continue. Anyway, yeah, I was just confused how he made his dead-ish son, who looks like that, look like a beautiful child boy that we were playing as. But yeah, I guess magic. Phase 2 cutscene. Through the power of friendship and glitter. You know, we only watched this once. God, that was a really good fight too. That was quite nice. The next ending after this is also one we didn't get. There are 3 endings to this game.
Were you going to destroy Carlo's heart?
Yeah, because we were becoming more of like a boy, like a real person, because of the humanity we were getting. So as far as I know, did his son die of the petrification disease? Oh, dude, he did go Falcon Punch. That, it would fit so on in Kingdom Hearts. That's a good point, Astro. A lot of this felt like that a little bit. Did Carlo originally die from the petrification disease? He tried while trying to become a stalker. And so what did he die from? Because, like, why is he a robot right now? Why is he looking mechanical like that? We don't know specifics. We don't know why he's a robot-y looking thing. Only that Geppetto kept his body. So we don't know why he looks like a robot. I was going to say, like, his son's not there anymore because I think he took his son's heart out and put it in Pinocchio. So I think who we're fighting is just a puppet of some sort who used to be the real Carlo. And so that puppety Carlo trying to fight Pinocchio with Carlo's actual heart was going to try to kill Pinocchio. And then that's why Geppetto stood in between them. And he said to his son, who's not really his son in there anymore. He's just a fucking puppet of some sort. He was like, you're not going to kill or take Carlo's heart because Carlo's heart is in Pinocchio. So that's why I'm pretty sure Geppetto like got in between them and was just like, dude, don't stab your own heart, you absolute clown. That's what I'm thinking it's translating into. He's looking into his son and he's like, don't stab your own heart, you goofball. That's where I'm thinking it is. He couldn't let his creation destroy his son's memories. Well, are you saying his own son is his creation? Or you... Like he couldn't let his son destroy his son's memories? Like the heart? Because the heart kept it all, right? Ergo is all living souls of dead humans or something like that. Yeah. They're both his creations. Yeah, that's true. So, I mean, I get why he stood in front of Pinocchio and like, you know, didn't let him. It was a selfish thing. He doesn't care about Pinocchio. He cares about his son's heart that's inside Pinocchio. Yeah, Tobes, it's interesting.
I know it. You're just a useless puppet.
I feel like the guy could have probably cut that part out. But I guess he's just showing that the credits roll right after that. Oh, if I got more humanity, I would start to gray? I'm picking that up right now. If I became more human, I would start to gray. Oh, is it only after I save Sophia? Oh, Gray is freeing Sophia. So if you get your ending from either not lying enough or not getting enough humanity or from not letting Sophia free, so you're recognized as a puppet. My ending, the one I got, the neutral one. I didn't lie enough. I didn't get enough humanity. And I didn't let Sophia free. Yeah, okay. Yes, I got the neutral one. And this is the good ending where you just tell the truth always and you free Sophia. And so the gray hair comes after. So question. Say you don't lie that much or you know, or no, you lie a lot or something. Anything that doesn't give you humanity, but you free Sophia, do you still get this hair? Or is there a certain amount of humanity you have to have? Humanity is just straight up lying. Oh, because a puppet cannot lie. So that's why they're calling it humanity. Because a puppet cannot lie. And because I'm lying, I'm more human. So I'm gaining humanity. I understand. Okay, that's separate. I'm just now clicking about like why humanity is lying. Humanity and Sophia's death are required for the true good ending. Okay. I understand. So the nose is lying. The more you lie, the more the nose will grow. That is that. The photo. I don't know why, but I associated humanity with telling the truth. Not lying. But now that makes sense because they mentioned in the game that puppets cannot lie. But I'm a special puppet or whatever they had said. Okay. Well, humanity is more doing the right thing. Okay, well, cool. We could have gotten gray hair. Same line? Yeah.
Going to destroy Carlos' heart.
Oh, cool arm. Okay. I'm crying. Is he gonna think I'm Carlo? Or something?
Sorry.
I mean, he was talking to us as Carlo the whole time. Weird. So were we human enough to, like, have us actually be, like, touched by that? Like, knowing that that's our dad? Ooh. Oh, and then the blue butterfly, because we set her free in this thing. Cool. Ooh. Who the fuck is that? That's Sophia with long hair. I mean, her bun's down. Wait, why'd we pass out? Oh, that's not Sophia. Who the fuck is that? Oh, are we dead? Oh, huh? What's going on here?
It's so good to see you.
We gave her back the life she gave us? Because that's how she resurrected us. At the very beginning of the game, she gives us, like,
on the crowd
life.
experiment.
So we gave her life back.
Your time, Paracelsus. Your findings?
I think we have a new brother. A new type of humanity, so to speak.
Would we see this ending no matter what? This one?
Life.
It's intriguing.
After credits?
And worth
Post credits?
further observation.
Noted. And
This was cool.
Expect another report at the next meeting. Paracelsus returning. Ah, and when I return, I will find her. For sure. Another key of ours. Dorothy.
Oh, and then it shows a book. But it's in the same universe. She's walking in front of Hotel Krat. That's so cool. Oh? The blue butterfly's letter. Thank you for giving me a new life. Thank you for giving me a new life. The fact that an Ergo puppet can have a second life and become another kind of human requires more time for people to find out about it. Until then, I won't return to the hotel, but plan to stay at this place. I mean, they're giving us a long time to read. That's nice. I'll pause, though, just so it doesn't just cut off. The Krat disaster has stopped. Still, there is the aftermath of the petrification disease in the puppets. Please heal the wounds for the people. You're the reason we have our freedom. Thank you so much. I'm grateful you freed me from my puppet strings. Wow, the story of the blue butterfly. Find out about the last story of Sophia. Wow. Oh, Lords of the Fallen walkthrough. I haven't seen anything about Lords of the Fallen. I don't know which one to do.
Like any good Souls-like, Lies of P has a few different endings, each with cryptic details to uncover and explain. The ending you get is determined by your choices in the game and the lies or truths you tell.
Tobes, is this one good? Have you watched this one? It's from 2 weeks ago.
Each of the 3 endings and explaining them, from the straightforward facts to the obscure details to even the sequel hints. I hope you enjoy, and if you do, feel free to subscribe to see more content like this. Obviously, be warned for spoilers. In all the endings, we fight our way up the Alchemist's stronghold for a climactic battle with the head of the Alchemist.
Yeah, Tobes, if you have another one, maybe it was the first one I clicked.
Simon is the main cause for the petrification disease spreading throughout Krat. He used the resulting ergo to try to become a new evolved life form that would usher in a world
see this
without
at the
lies.
beginning.
He definitely had deep-seated issues.
This is all endings explained, Lauren's story. Oh, the entire lore?
From childhood, but I don't want to delve further into that here since he is the same in all the endings. His story and the trials of Krat are just the backdrop for the more real or personal story going on with our character and Geppetto. After defeating Manus and traveling down the elevator, there is a chance to get any one of 3 different endings. 2 of them are extremely similar and one is more distinct and darker. I will start with that last one. The ending is titled Real Boy. They all lived happily ever after. This ending can be acquired regardless of what choices you make throughout the game. All you have to do is, here at the end, choose to give Geppetto your heart when he asks for it. He will then take your heart out and put it into a body he brought along in his box, which will then revive as a kind of evil or destructive Carlo. Carlo was the name of Geppetto's real son and the name of the writer of Pinocchio, and his heart is the one that powers your puppet body in-game. We then see the new, revived Carlo murder everyone still remaining at Hotel Krat, at the behest of Geppetto. All of our friends and companions are slaughtered in cold blood. Then they are replaced with lifeless puppets who all exist to serve us, or Carlo.
Oh! So this is what you're talking about, Tobes. We were talking to the real people, but he replaces them if you were to continue. Okay, I thought you were saying that, like, the people we talked to the entire game were puppets like us. And I was like, huh? This makes sense. Okay. Gotcha. So if you were to not start New Game Plus and just go back to the hotel after that ending, you would see everybody as puppets?
And even in this ending, when Geppetto is reunited with his long-dead...
Thank you for coming back to me, Carlo. I no longer bear a grudge. Now that you're back, my life is rosy. You make me... Or to make you happy, I plan to stabilize Krat. I suppose getting the puppets and the petrification disease under better control will turn the city back to normal.
The one who he kind of abandoned in life, he goes away again. He leaves a letter saying that he will make Krat safe for us, talking about the petrification disease.
Hold on, I'm going to read this next part because I don't want to talk over him. Remember, you have to be careful with your body. Even though you're an organism, you react to ergo. Maybe it's because that artifact was one of the materials. Still, you came back, and that's what matters. No matter what others say, you're my son. So you literally play as his son after the game. Whoa.
Like it's a minor nuisance. This ending is very obviously
bad
coded. The new Carlo seems to be a puppet.
Wait, why is Pulcinella different? Pulcinella was already a puppet. Maybe it's because Pulcinella, like, knew.
Slave for Geppetto, despite being called a real boy. The dream of the original Pinocchio from the fairy tale. This Carlo kills the companions his heart grew to trust and work with, all because he was asked,
oh my god, even he's a puppet,
or told to by Geppetto, an absentee father who we see in memories.
I mean, he killed everyone, so
hated.
I don't care if an old man like that kicks the bucket.
We might get a human body of some kind in this ending, or otherwise become a real person in some way. but it is clear we are really just a puppet dancing on someone else's
Dude, this
string,
game is so
namely
good.
Geppetto's. Sophia remarks at the end, asking us,
This is what
Is
you really
this
wanted.
truly the future you wanted?
That is a
fair to
creepy
say
ending.
this is a bad ending, and it does give us the post-credits cutscene, but I want to wait to cover each ending before delving into that. So we saw what happens when you give your heart to Geppetto. If, on the other hand, you refuse his request, you can get one of two different endings. If you answer most of your choices throughout the game by telling the truth, you will get what I want to call the good-ish ending, titled Free from the Puppet String. And just a note, lots of the online guides say different things about how to get this and the next ending, claiming you need to always tell the truth or always lie or other requirements that I don't think are true. I know you can get the next ending
because I did
by
it
lying
sometimes.
only most of the time, you don't need to always lie, so I think you can get this ending by telling the truth just most of the time. And probably not killing Sophia when she asks, but I'm less certain about that requirement. So
Well,
once
that
you
definitely
refuse
helped.
Geppetto, he will release the nameless
That
puppet. But because it was destructive, it was not chosen for the boy's body and sealed away. Geppetto takes it out as a last resort to get the heart from us. In his dialogue we hear during the fight, Geppetto reveals that he gave us his son Carlo's heart. He didn't bind us to the Grand Covenant, the set of rules that most puppets have to
they
follow,
used the puppet
so that the heart
string.
would grow while having freedom. This was so
The
it could one
Uppies
day
move
be
was so
used to
good.
revive the real Carlo, and that he wouldn't be burdened by the Grand
Also,
Covenant.
sorry I
curses.
don't have closed captioning on
We
for
learn
this. My
earlier
bad.
in the game that puppets are powered by ergo, which can come from people, especially those afflicted by the petrification disease. Sometimes a human ego can awaken within a puppet, especially if the puppet looks like the original person. Geppetto likely tried this with our puppet body, but as he points out, we never got Carlo's memories. Though if we did, we would probably hate Geppetto anyways, so probably not too good of a plan for him.
Because
While we
wasn't he a
don't have
shit
his
father to
memories,
begin with?
Geppetto remarks how he did inherit Carlo's personality, since
I suppose Carlo was mischievous.
that's not enough, so Geppetto wants to use Carlo's heart, a whole mess of ergo, and the Arm of God artifact to make the new psycho killer Carlo we see in the bad ending. And if that's his ideal version, Geppetto probably doesn't want the real Carlo back anyways. Blinded by his grief and possibly just a selfish person in general, he just wants the puppet version of Carlo he sees in his head, one who will come live as a family with him and do what he says as his father. Once the nameless puppet gets to phase 2, we anime slice its head off, and it erupts in golden ergo, losing the strings Geppetto controlled it with. Once we beat its second phase, we get a cutscene where it gets to beat us in combat, lame. It is about to stab us through the heart, but Geppetto stops it. The puppet is destructive, so it just wants to body us. But Geppetto can't let any harm come to Carlo's heart, or he might have to actually face the fact that his son is dead and stop running away from it. We then turn into Giga Chad and destroy the nameless puppet's core. So far, all of this has been exactly like what we will see in the next ending. The differences start as Geppetto keels over and we go to support him. In this ending, as we hold the dying Geppetto, he says,
I know it. You're just a useless puppet.
then he dies. This ending concludes here, save for the post-credit scene we will get to later. Geppetto's final line will make more sense.
I'm so
when we
excited
look
to
at the
see what he
final
says
ending.
about
But in
Dorothy.
short, it is about how he views us as nothing more than a puppet. Puppets are supposed to never lie, and in this playthrough, we tell the truth more than we lie. So we basically act like a puppet. We are free from Geppetto's strings, as the name of the ending suggests, but if we want to really see what it's like to leave behind the shackles of puppetdom, we must look at the final ending. The last ending to Lies of P is a rhyme to the game's title. It's called Rise of P. You can get this ending like the previous one by
Rise of
refusing to
P.
give Geppetto your heart. The difference is that throughout your playthrough, you need to have lied
truth.
most of the time.
Oh,
and you
lied.
likely need to have given Sophia peace when she asked, though again, I'm not as 100% sure on that. Once this ending begins,
humanity.
it is
Lie,
the same
humanity.
as the
Yeah,
free
yeah,
from the
duh.
puppet string
Duh,
ending
duh, duh, duh,
up
duh.
until Geppetto's death. Here, he still saves us from Nameless, but once we are holding him, something else happens. The camera shows a tear running down our cheek. Geppetto recognizes this and says,
I'm sorry.
before dying. I took this to be about how the lying throughout the game has made us more human. It has caused our heart to grow to the point that we are essentially a real human who can feel human emotions. In this final moment, either our character developed an attachment for Geppetto, or Carlo's heart moves within us and cries at his father's death. Even
Yeah,
if he
that's what I
didn't
was
like him,
thinking.
Carlo might still be moved to see Geppetto pass. Geppetto's words recognize this. They show that he now sees us as his son, Carlo. Even if we may not have his memories, we have become a real human who can feel, and we feel his death like a human would. Then we get another cutscene before the credits. Apparently, there's a ready-made Sophia puppet. Maybe not too weird considering Manus was kind of obsessed with her. And we give
That's
ergo
true.
to that
That's
puppet.
true. That's true. So Simon was like obsessed with Sophia and wanted her to like be his, and she like said no. It was really, really weird. And so he probably made a puppet of her, which he did. Probably. It's not confirmed. Hold on, I'm gonna back it up. That's so
A
gross.
Sophia puppet. Maybe not too weird considering Manus was kind of obsessed with her. And we give ergo to that puppet, returning the favor from the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Sophia.
See? Right? We got to just see this too because we started New Game Plus, and at the very beginning of the game, she gives us ergo. She gives us life because ergo is like human souls. It's like giving someone life. That's why we freaking inject ourselves with it to get health. That's so cool. How symbolic. We gave it to her because she started the game and gave it to us.
Gave us ergo. The
That's so
Sophia puppet
cool.
wakes up as we pass out, and she says,
It's so good to see you.
this echoes her first words to us at the game's beginning.
I'm
Yep.
so happy to see you.
After the credits, we can explore and find a note from her, but before we get to that, there is the post-credit scene to discuss. After the credits, we find the
Yeah, we
man
read
who
that
called
anyway.
himself Giangio on a train. Giangio is the name of one of the characters in the original Pinocchio story, but we see here that the character is actually called Paracelsus, and he is
Yeah, why?
communicating with someone from an outside organization. Philippus Paracelsus, or Paracelsus, is the name of a real-world Swiss physician, alchemist, and philosopher from the 1500s. When we first met Giangio, he pretended to be an alchemist pretending to be a pharmacist.
Jesus Christ. That's this guy. Oh. He sounded so different. He was so like his speech was stuttery. I didn't recognize him. I didn't recognize him when he was talking on the train. It looks like him from behind with the top hat. He was just pretending. Lies of P. It's not even Pinocchio. It's all these other people that have the name that starts with P. Hold on. Back it up now. Back it up for just a second. Oh my God. That didn't click at all. I was like, who the fuck is this?
After the credits, we find the man who called himself Giangio on a train. Giangio is the name of one of the characters in the original Pinocchio
I mean, it could be both.
But we
Lies of
see
Pinocchio or
here
Lies
that
of this
the
guy.
character is actually called Paracelsus, and he is communicating with someone from an outside organization. Philippus Paracelsus, or Paracelsus, is the name of a real-world Swiss physician, alchemist, and philosopher from the 1500s. When we first met Giangio, he pretended to be an alchemist pretending to be a pharmacist, and he talks about how the dose of a substance determines if it's a medicine or a poison, which is an idea attributed to the real Paracelsus in our world. So this basically confirms the name as a reference. The org
Cool.
he talks to has an interest in kinds of humanity and eternal life. They mention us as a kind of brother, or new humanity. Maybe we are a new kind of immortal or eternal being, this new human puppet life form that we have become. And this might be a reach, but his hair color is a bit like ours after being influenced by Sophia. And Sophia mentions her powers being time-related, which would tie into the themes about eternity. On the call, the voice notes that,
We'll have to get his arm back anyway.
which could be a reference to our mechanical arm. That's the first most obvious one.
That's what I
But I
thought.
think that doesn't make sense, since we learn that the Legion arm is a creation of Geppetto and modified by Vanini. It is more likely that the Eternals are talking about
the
the
God's
arm
arm?
of God, the item we get when we defeat Manus. This item let Mr. Eugenics in
yeah.
some way summon a godlike being in the sky, and its description talks about being a mysterious relic even to the alchemists. So, this mysterious organization of Eternals is likely interested in this god arm, and apparently they had it before if they want to get the arm back. Who or whatever that god is, this organization is likely closer to it than anything else in Krot, except maybe for one new character. Paracelsus ends his cutscene saying he will find another key to the organization.
Dorothy.
And then the camera focuses on an obscured book. The design shown is the first edition cover of The Wizard of Oz.
No way! I didn't fucking know that. Obviously, no offense to anyone who did, because I just never had the original Wizard of Oz. That's so sick. What a cool detail.
Book. The design shown is the first edition cover of The Wizard of Oz, which
How
has Dorothy
cool.
as the main character. Then in a shot on the rooftops of Krot, we see someone walking in ruby slippers before they click their heels 3 times. This is another reference to Oz, where Dorothy must acquire the ruby slippers and click her heels 3 times to return to her home of Kansas. Maybe this Dorothy was scouting Krot out and is now returning to her home, which I'm assuming
That's gonna
isn't
probably
plain
be
old
some
Kansas,
fast travel?
but maybe that's her base of operations. This could be a reference to a DLC or a sequel, where more fairy tale characters come into play as part of the
Sequel,
world
please.
of Eternals. A YouTube
No
comment
offense.
I saw pointed out that Tin Man, one of the other main characters of Wizard of Oz, was looking for a heart, and a metal puppet with a heart, like the character we play as, could fit as that character. Maybe
Ooh. That's clever. That's quite cool. Yeah, the Tin Man always is searching for a heart in the entire movie, and like the whole entire fact that we have a heart. That's sick. That's clever. Yeah, the DLC I remember has been confirmed for this game. I hope it's not Wizard of Oz. I really hope they make a brand new game that's Wizard of
characters
Oz.
of Wizard of Oz was looking for a heart, and a metal puppet with a heart, like the character we play as, could fit as that character. Maybe
That's
Dorothy
cool.
was scoping us out to possibly get us to join her crew. We don't know what form this will take, but with the Eternals organization out there plotting something, there's likely some grander conflict that we will learn about, and maybe be pulled into, whether that's by Dorothy, Paracelsus, or someone else. There is definitely some greater story that is being hinted at, but we will have to wait and see to learn what's really going on. And to wrap things up, the game lets us keep playing after the cutscenes and credits. We can see that everyone in the hotel is thankful that the trials of the game are over, and they're all real people in this ending, not puppets. Sophia leaves a note marveling that an ergo puppet can become a new form of human, that's us,
And we didn't get
and
anything.
she says she will stay away for the time being. We get the option to jam out on the piano in the hotel, and we can also find another letter left by Paracelsus at his old location near the gold coin fruit tree.
It's amazing to see a new brother being born. I hope to meet you again sometime on the eternal line of time. Ugh, weird.
He expresses excitement at our development, and he talks about meeting on the eternal line of time. He signs off PP, which confirms that he is named after the real Philippus Paracelsus. The note about time again makes me think of Sophia when she talked about how her power is related to time, and this makes me think that the hair connection isn't so far-fetched. So there we have each of the endings of Lies of P explained. Let me know in the comments if you have any more questions about the endings that have been left unanswered. If you like this content, you can subscribe and or support me on Patreon. Thanks to my patrons for their support. Thanks to you.
GG's, thank you for
MSPP.
the video. Dude, okay, wow. What? That was a very, really good game.